Swap tank, swap
Oh,
tank.
shit. Oh.
Please
Keep
tell
running,
me.
keep running,
Please
keep
tell
running,
me.
keep running, keep running, keep running.
Please.
Let's go,
Go!
baby!
Oh my gosh, dude.
You got it.
Let's
Nice.
go!
I'm a freaking Grandmaster.
Fucking
Let's
beast.
fucking go,
I love
baby.
you guys.
Congrats, bro.
Holy.
Oh my fucking god.
I never thought I'd see the day.
It's a purple.
No, it's not.
Kidding.
Don't troll.
Hey, don't try to rain on any parade.
Dude, that was
Oh my
fucking wild.
gosh.
JB, you just...
So Anthony's about to tell us here a little bit about how he came into OSRS and some of the first things he did in the game when he came back.
Well, I started playing OSRS about 20 plus years ago, to be honest. And this was obviously all pre-EOC. And, you know, I tried to get into EOC once that came out and it just wasn't for me. So I decided to take a little break. And then found out that Old School was coming out. So I said to myself, this should be really interesting. Now, I initially thought that, you know, OSRS was going to be the same OSRS that we used to back in the day. And
it was at the start.
yeah, it was in the start, like for I'd say about a year and a bit or so. And then
So did you start playing OSRS on release then?
I did. I got my combat to about 90, and obviously I had some family obligations that I had to tend to, so I took a bit of a break. And by a bit, I meant like a 6-year break, which was quite a massive break. And then I said to myself, you know what? I just want to play the game again. So I decided to jump back on. It was September 2023 to be exact. And I didn't have a clan, didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. And then I just ran into Jedi at the recruiting world, which was funny because he's still there.
Yeah, so back in the RuneScape 2 days, how far did you make it? Were you anywhere like into late game PVM?
Honestly, dude, like not even close to where I'm at right now. So I never took the game seriously in the sense where you know, I could be maxed, I could do all these achievements. Like I struggled with Jad. Like I think Jad took me like 20 attempts from my memory just to get it done back in pre-EOC days. And
I was never even able to complete the 5 caves in RuneScape 2. Did you have a fire cave back then?
I did, and obviously doing it back then, it was a lot more different than what it is now. But you know, it was a struggle. But over 20 attempts later, I decided, you know, it's time to get it, and I did. It was a lot harder than I thought it was, but everything happens in due time, I guess. And then I got to a certain combat level. I never was maxed pre-EOC.
Oh, you were maxed pre-EOC?
No, I was not maxed. Yeah. I definitely was not maxed pre-EOC. And yeah, I just decided to take a break at that point after EOC came out, and then I jumped on OSRS thinking, you know, it was going to be a lot more fun.
So what kinds of things were you doing when you first came back?
Dude, my first day back in 2023, I'm like, okay, DKs should be still good money. So I got to DKs and I realized that the gear change and the prices of gear, there is no way there must be better content to make some GP.
So that actually leads me to my first question. Early on into joining the clan, you kind of got a reputation as the next guy.
Yeah.
I mean, what drew you to that piece of content, and what kind of things did you learn there?
Okay, so when I came back, I had about a 30 or 40 mil bank. It wasn't obviously too excessive, you know, with the gear upgrades and whatnot. And I was just, you know, got to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to make GP. how do I make GP? Because everyone was so far ahead in Jedi. So, like, everyone is talking about this boss and this raid and this raid. And I'm like, how do I get there to the point where I can comfortably do the content and obviously start gaming with the guys? So I did a little Google search, obviously as people do. What is the top GP making in OSRS? And surprisingly, at the time, Nex was one. So I had an ACB, ended up buying an Armadale crossbow, had no other GP. I'm like, okay, I need to go make a bit more money so I can get at least semi-decent gear. So at the time, each 12 apiece was like 400 mil, 350 mil, and the Nihil Horn was like 420 mil. So I'm like, okay, I have a grind, I have a goal, I need to achieve it. I need to make bank, I need to actually get items.
Yeah,
So,
you were there for a while.
Yeah, my first 2 weeks, I'd say, I literally did 12-hour days for 2 days, 2 weeks straight.
Oh my gosh.
Because obviously, next masses, the drop rates are horrible. And to get a drop is really unlikely unless, it's a bit smaller team. So I was literally visiting someone in the hospital and we're there for about 3 hours and I was just on my phone AFKing because you can AFK next in the mass world because the kills are like a minute, like you barely take any damage. Literally was there for about 2 hours and I literally got my first 12 leg drop at 600 or 300, 360 KC it was. And I literally jumped in my chair while it was my brother who had injured his arm, was sitting there. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Just don't worry about it. I'll explain it to you later." And then from there, dude, I just upgraded my gear, and then about 1500 KC later, I finished off my mass grind. I got another 12 legs in those masses, and just from there, dude, I just went to small teams and never looked back since. I updated, got to ZCB, and just camped there for literally about, I think it was 10.5 months. And
Yeah.
it was a long, long journey.
So that sort of a leg drop, what did that add to your bank? Like tripled it?
10 times my bank
10
was the
times.
first one.
Yeah.
Literally, dude, I had like a 30 or 40 mil bank at the time, or a bit over,
Yeah.
because I was wearing Carol's with an ACB, so you can imagine how big the bank was. Yeah, it literally 10 times on my bank, and then I got the other two. I literally went straight to Missouri and then bought a ZCB. And then I started doing small teams, and then I ended up with I'm actually 11 KC shy from 12k KC, and 67 purples all in my name, free for all.
And still no pet.
And still, unfortunately, no pet. I'll get it
Sorry to
eventually.
bring that up.
That's all right. It's coming. It's coming. Eventually.
Yeah. So like my first big PVM experience like that was when Tombs of a Mask get released. I had just kind of started getting into some PVM. I think I was like my moneymaker was Vorkath. So I was up to
Yeah.
like a 50 mil bank or something. I had ACB. I had didn't have a Fang. I think I had a Rapier. But at Tombs of a Mascot, I think I was like I only did like 5 normals and pulled a Tunic and Shadow solo. And
Yeah.
that was
That would have been wild.
it was the same experience for me. Like I couldn't sleep that night. I set up 2FA, got a Jagex account, everything like that, because I'm like, someone's gonna steal my account for this item.
Dude, I as soon as I started next and I got my first 12 legs, I think that is literally the first thing I did.
Yeah.
I attended 2FA and I'm like, there is no way I'm losing my 300 mil bank.
Yeah, right. So what about the post next days? What were some of your early goals, like leaving next?
Honestly, okay, this is gonna sound very strange. I had not in any way did any high-end PVMing at the time, because I had literally just come back, and in September, by October, end of October, I started my next grind. So I never really had any experience with the high-end PVM bosses. So what I ended up doing though was, this new piece of content came out, the Colosseum.
Oh, Coliseum was your first major goal after
It
Next?
was it was the first high-end PVM goal that I did after
Yeah,
Next. And it was actually funny because people talk about my death rates back then, but back then I had no experience whatsoever in flicking, in puzzle solving, in wave solving, in
yeah,
anything along those lines. So I was literally going in blind to this piece of content and just death after death after death, trying to learn how to flick my prayer, solve waves, deal with high-end PVMing, and just get better at the game. And honestly, I have to say, Colosseum is the one piece of content that got me from absolutely no PVM skilling to like, I'd say pretty decent PVM skilling because it taught me everything.
yeah. And you've been to Coliseum a lot now. What's your KC there now?
160 KC
Yeah, pet
and
grinding
still no
again.
pet.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a
I'm
trend that you'll see within my KC.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a pet hunter. I got spooned that Vorkath pet, never really cared about another one in the game. I've gotten several since then, but
You don't want to
thank you.
talk about your spoonage
Oh
Colosseum pet.
my 1 KC Coliseum pet? Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny? I even called that.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Granted,
but
was not a 1 KC Coliseum, it was just the first quiver I turned in. Yeah.
yeah, that is true.
Um, so when would you say that you decided to take the combat achievement serious, like the combat achievement system seriously? When did you think that?
Um,
Well, yeah, just first of all, like I know nobody really starts out and says I want to be Grandmaster. Maybe a few people do, but like,
yeah,
how did that go for
ones that
you?
have already done it. Well, to be honest, I had a lot of things I needed to tackle first before I even thought about Grandmaster. It wasn't even on the table at the time. I just, wanted to send content and get better at the game, and then I started doing like, Tob. I started doing Toa a lot more. I started doing Chambers and actually understanding the mechanics of the game and how each, each content has its own sort of strategy, its own, you know, um, mechanic where it's pretty similar in all aspects. It's just more so that I wanted to understand tick manipulate, like the ticks. I wanted to understand movement. I just wanted to understand the core basic strategies before even considering going to Grandmaster. And I just got to a point where, okay, I've done pretty much all the content in the game, you know like all the people would call it
Yeah,
high end content. And I'm like, if I can do the Colosseum, if I can do the Inferno, I can do, Fasani Nightmare and all the content that people, struggle with, like what's stopping me from going for it? Also, the fact that I actually was standing at the bank for quite some time, trying to contemplate what am I going to send today. And then I look at my incompletions and I sort of have OCD where I like things completed.
yeah,
And it literally just from there, I just started. I'm like, you know what? I'll do a couple a day. I won't push too hard. In the beginning, I wasn't pushing. Like I'd go do the Bandos one, and I'd do it like gradually over time. And then every time I'd log in, I'm like, oh, I completed this yesterday. I want to try this today. And then from there, it just had a domino effect. I just kept trying different things.
yeah.
But
It's
it,
that was kind of a similar experience to what I had too. I was never honestly, even down to like the last 10 or so achievements that I had, I still didn't know if I was ever going to be Grandmaster. I was just like, well, I think I can do this. I'm just going to go for this, and we'll see about the others. Like, there were a few of those huge, big achievements just constantly looming over my head that I was like, I don't know if I'm skilled enough for that, but I'm gonna do what I can do, just for the challenge, just because it's fun.
honestly, so that was my chain of thought as well because I got it to a point where, obviously, the combat achievement, Perfect Doom.
Yeah,
It really tested my patience and whether or not I was skilled enough to complete. And because I did that so early on, and I had so many others that I haven't done yet, it's like if this is really like testing my skill and ability, can I progress and finish off the rest of the CAs? and that's it really it sometimes it did play on my mind, but then I take a break, come back the next day and then try it again, and I get closer and closer day by day.
So that kind of leads me in a little bit to some of the next questions I had. What were some of the biggest hurdles that you had to overcome along the way of this journey?
Patience, a lot of
Patience.
patience, and just breaking up the content. So back when I was started doing like the Quiver and Colosseum and Colosseum and Inferno, I just throw myself into the content. Doesn't matter how many times I died.
Yeah.
I gradually over time learn. But towards the end of my grind, I sort of started picking away at, okay, what is the most efficient way of doing this CA or this sort of content where I can complete. So it wasn't like brute force, it was more so analyzing, what needs to be done to complete the CA and what do I need to look out for.
Yeah. Like actually learning from your failures rather than just trying
Of
to.
course.
Yeah, some people. So when people talk about brute forcing combat achievements, they generally mean just throwing themselves at it until they get it and not really actually learning anything from it. And I know
Correct.
that's not what you're talking about here.
No, definitely not. I just, I sort of forced myself to actually, because I literally bought a gaming PC like not too long ago, and I actually started recording all my achievements and looked at where I went wrong and how I could actually better it next
Yeah.
time. Just to not just throw myself in the deep end and just say, okay, well, this is it. I'm gonna keep going until I die or complete. No, it was more so, okay, watch the clip. What did I do wrong?
How
What
did
can
I
I do
die?
better
Yeah.
next time? Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I would recommend that for anybody who's like really starting to get into some high level PVM stuff. For me, the biggest hurdle, like, so I didn't talk too much about my start to the combat achievement journey, but when I got my first fire cape, now that was a big achievement for me coming back to old school because that was something I never did in the original RuneScape 2. So
yep.
I got the fire cape, and I don't know how many attempts it took me. Probably not that many. The gear, I had a blowpipe, and blowpipe is so much more
That's
powerful than anything that was ever in RuneScape 2. Um, but
Carol's crossbow.
yeah, back then it was like, yeah, Carol's crossbow was in game. So after I killed Jad for the first time, I'm like looking myself up on the high scores, and I said, I want to have a number in every single one of these bosses. I want to kill everything at least enough times to appear on the high scores. That was my goal. And
Yep.
shortly after that, I joined Jedi. I joined Jedi for the music track. I was going for music cape, and it was one of my last things. And I said, I don't really want to be in a clan, but I'm gonna join it because I gotta get the clan hall music track. So I joined, and I didn't immediately leave. I mean, people were nice, and just it was
Yeah.
fun to listen to what people were doing in the chat. But like you said, people talking about doing high level PVM, raids, things like that I never thought that I could do. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna hang out here for a while and see if I can, get somewhere with this. And I think that first year after I joined, there was a New Year's Eve drop party, and I got a bandage chest plate at it, and that like doubled my bank. And that was before I even started doing TOA. Um,
Yeah, it would have been exciting.
so biggest hurdles for me talking about like Inferno. Inferno was a brick wall for me. It just about broke my mental. It took me 58 attempts, and we're talking like deep runs, like 2 hour runs. Um, I made it to Zuck 11 times before I finally killed him. Most of that was just nerves. It's not that Zuck was the hardest part of the Inferno. It's just like you get there and then I'm shaking and
Yep.
I'm
Jad hands.
misclicking. Jad hands, yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
Um, so what about like when you start like when you go to master you can pick and choose. Like a lot of people can get to masters without having to
Really
do
doing.
the most dreaded tasks. There's some hard
Yep.
ones you're gonna have to do, but masters is achievable without like you don't have to do everything. So
Yep.
looking at grandmaster, what task did you dread the most when you started the grind, and how did it compare to your what you thought about it.
Honestly, my scariest one that I thought was absolutely going to be my brick wall was the 6 Jads. So I thought to myself, okay, I can kill 3, maybe can do 4, but there is no way I'm doing 6. Like, having that fear back in the day of doing Jad and not being able to complete, and him always being at the back of your mind, especially taking on 6 of them, it sort of plays on your ability to complete that CA.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough, it wasn't that much, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it'd be. Like, it was, what's the word? It was more rhythmic.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get a rhythm down packed, like, it's really achievable. Like, I was very shocked at how fast I actually completed that CA in comparison to the other ones.
Yeah,
I did,
I'm
I
here
did
at
think,
Tezar. I'm just gonna go look at my death counters right now.
you don't want to open mine.
I think we've talked about this before. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it's not as hard as I thought it would be, but that doesn't mean that I got it
it
quickly.
wasn't, yeah, that's right. But I just thought it was going to take me longer than I thought it was. It would take me. So that was very surprising. But I mean, when you sent it and I watched you send it, when I asked you, I want to see how you actually handled the 6 Jads. Like, watching you do it, on a one and done was just like refreshing to me because, you know, it's what also I find people struggle with is having the proper mentors or the right people to sit there and say, you know what, you can do this, there are certain ways of doing this, and actually guiding you through your CAs, not in a sense where they're giving you all the solves, because obviously you have to solve it yourself, but like showing you certain ways you can do certain things that actually helps and increases your gameplay,
Yeah, so I think like
which
when I was doing that, I was like, hey, this is the order I'm killing the Jads in. You know, you see the animation, you pray on the next
yeah,
tick, kind of thing.
that
Yeah.
actually helped me dramatically. Like, I could not believe that I actually got that CA done, but it was a big relief once it was finished and done and dusted, I guess.
What are your favorite types of tasks to do? Do you have a favorite? Did you have a favorite task overall?
Um, I mean, there wasn't really a favorite task. It was more so the actual boss I like to kill. So if it was a boss that was engaging, that had tasks, I didn't mind the CAs. But if it was a boss where it was like a tedious grind where I was forcing myself to go, like they're pretty much the tasks that I didn't really like. Like, I'll
Yeah,
give you an
let's talk
example.
about 50 Corp Casey.
Dude, 50 Corp KC, the 50 Zilliana in one trip in an instance was just like, I'm locked in for 2.5 to 3 hours. Like, do I really need to do this? But yeah, those sort of CAs I did not like. But the ones I did enjoy were the ones where, like, for example, Varovus, very engaging, short
Mm.
kills, decent loot, constantly moving, enhancing skills. So I didn't mind those CAs at all.
So what would you say some of your favorite tasks were then? So we know what you don't like.
Um, Honestly, like, I really liked the Duke one, which was the mirror image, because it was more skill based. It taught you to understand mechanics, like when he's gonna attack at the right time and when you should attack.
Yeah.
So it was more like, opposed to just hit boss, get KC, and that's it. But like some of my other favorite ones was definitely the Doom melee one. I really enjoyed that set. I don't know why. It's just I like hitting stuff with melee. So
That
that
was
was quite
tough.
fun, and
That was a bad one.
it w- it was tough, but like it wasn't like, oh, if I failed it, I didn't want to do it again. It was more so, okay, I failed it, I'll go in, try again. And the one that was really fun actually, which was really long though, was the actual punching Volkov.
Oh yeah, that one actually, yeah, I did enjoy that one.
It's like back in the day where you had no high-end weapons, where you're literally demolishing the boss. It's like, okay, cool, I'm actually enjoying this. So like punching him to death was actually quite fun.
Yeah, some of
So yeah.
my favorite tasks are the restriction tasks like that one. So the Mauritania only might be one of my top 5 favorite tasks. partially because the whole, like, one of the reasons I got back into Old School RuneScape to begin with was settled Swampletic series. So Tob
Yep.
was always kind of like an in-game goal for me, and being able to do it with Barrow's gear kind of really felt like a nod to that series.
Yeah. That was also very fun as well. Like that's what I mean. Like bringing back the good old days in the CA is what really like engaged me in actually enjoying the content I was doing. So yeah, I think overall those types of CAs I really enjoyed.
Yeah, Mauritania only, and the butt damage from Toa, where you have to use the crappy weapons there.
Yeah.
That's a
Or
good
the
one.
2 mil budget for VAD. That was actually a good one
Oh,
as
I
well.
loved that one. Loved that one.
I
I
loved
did that
it.
one in full Guthans. I would recommend that one for anybody. That was quite fun.
I did it with the Sarah sword.
I think a lot of
A
people
fighter sword.
use like Void and Sarah Sword or something like that.
Yeah, a Sarah sword with a fighter torso, dude. It was so fun. No, they're really good tasks. I like them.
So were there any tasks that were just like brick walls for you?
Definitely.
Like,
Uh,
walk us through a couple of those.
Um, the Volkov speed was
Oh, really?
really like. Obviously, when I did do it, like I wasn't like I did it really early on in my CA grinds
Yeah.
because Volkov obviously being after Dragon Slayer 2, it was a good GP. I looked at combat achievements and I'm like, I'm gonna give this a try, and I just kept sending attempt after attempt. Um, that really sort of I hit a brick wall there because I didn't have the gear at the time when I was running that, like to actually get the time. So that was sort of a brick wall for me, and also the
What were you doing? Like, you were doing range method or melee?
I tried range to start, and then I was told to go melee because apparently Wook's Walk, once you get the poison phase, you don't miss any ticks. And I wasn't really at the time, understanding or trying to get the Wook's Walks down packed, which was a bit of a struggle for me. But over time, understanding how, when to click back, when to hit the boss, it gradually got better, but just the time, dude, like 54 seconds or whatever it was to get the speedrunner was just, yeah, it was pretty much of a rough grind for me. I mean, I eventually got it. Like, it didn't take me a very long time. It was just like a task that I kept, running to a brick wall on.
Yeah,
But
so when you encounter a task that's like that kind of a brick wall, what's your method for working through it?
so for example, that task, I never really analyzed like I did towards middle and the end of my CAs. It was more so just kept running it, hoping RNG God blesses me with max hits. But then, when I got to the task where I started to hit a brick wall, for example, the Doric one for Hydra, the 10 HP, I sort of
Yeah, yeah.
actually
Under pressure
understood, yeah,
or
under
no
pressure.
pressure?
Yep. I sort of understood, take a step back, what can I do to mitigate the cost of the deaths? And how can I time it to the point where if I am going to go in there, how, because that's really the hardest part of that CA, for example, like you need to try not get hit that one shot to 50-50 either range or mage, and try understand, okay, if am I going to get hit or am I not going to get hit? So, knowing the looking at the attack style, just stuff like that is what
Walking
really got
in,
me to start.
you like walk in with 1 HP and tick eat with Guthix Rest,
Correct.
right? Yeah.
Ticket with the Guthix Rest or ticket with the Purple Suite. If it's a major attack and you're praying range, for example, you're trying your luck, you just put on your P-neck and ticket at the same time just to get your HP up so you don't get double hit. Just stuff like that that really started to resonate with me doing my CAs later on down the track. But yeah, that Volkov one, dude, I wasn't going back and obviously understanding what I was doing wrong. It was just more so trying to get through that CA. But gradually over time, I just started to understand the mechanics and get a bit better at it.
Yeah, for me, it was the first brick wall that I hit was Inferno. I struggled so hard with my first Inferno KC. Like, if somebody asked me what the hardest task in the game was, I would say it was my first Inferno kill. Like, needless to say, that's definitely not the hardest task in the game. it's just like that kind of milestone task where you go from like being more of a casual player to like taking late game, in game seriously. So I it took me longer than most, 58 Inferno attempts to get my cape, and I made it to Zuck 11 times. But I created a spreadsheet, and I would write like what wave I got to, what killed me, like what did I need to learn from that? Like a lot of times it was just messing up the off ticks. So not off ticking the major and the ranger properly, stuff like that. I
Yep.
would have stuff like that written down and go back analyze the video, like you're talking about. Well,
Yeah, so that was really a struggle for me back then. Like I wasn't really. That's why that task was a bit dreadful for me because I wasn't really analyzing any of that. I was just literally just sending it as I go.
yeah, I struggle with a lot of the speed runs, especially Whisperer and Muspa, and oh, honestly, here's a good one, Hespori. Um,
Oh, dude, I forgot. I completely forgot about that one. That one, well, I think I reset. I think it was 50 times in one day. Like no
well,
joke.
let me tell you what I did with Hespori. I didn't realize that when you first killed the flowers, Hespori is immune to damage for like a couple of ticks after that. I don't know exactly how long, thinking about it now. But I was so quick, I would kill the flowers, swap back to the scythe, and immediately hit it, and it would hit 0, 0, 0 every time. And I was getting so frustrated, and I didn't understand. I thought it was just missing. I hadn't owned the scythe long. I was like, this freaking inaccurate mega weapon. I can't believe I paid 600 mil for this thing. And
No matter.
just not learning that it was immune to damage. Like,
You know, you know what's worse? You know what's worse than that is not knowing that you could teleport out and actually killing the boss.
oh no, and having to
And
wait a whole nother
and
day.
replay 48 hours, dude. What do you mean a whole nother day?
Yeah, no.
It was wild, man. I used to kill it because I'd be like 1 or 2 seconds off. I'm like, fuck, I gotta do this thing and replant it and wait another 48 hours. And then someone once told me, he goes, you can tell you out and just redo it. I'm like, oh my god. So I spent the first like 15 kills killing the boss without actually resetting it. It was
Yeah.
actually quite funny.
That's really funny that this game is kind of like that. There's nothing in game that should tell me that Hespori is immune to damage when it first comes back up. Like I have to watch videos, I have to go to the wiki, and we're really fortunate to have really like good wiki and good guides online. But
Yeah.
like that right there, it took me way too long. Apparently I wasn't gonna figure that out on my own. So
Honestly, it makes two of us.
what was in that line of thinking then, what was a task that you felt like had no business being as hard as it was?
Oh, that's actually a good question. Um, there's actually quite a bit of those. Let me just think real quick.
It's like I was
Oh,
watching Pop's video the other day, and he was talking about doing barrows and the one where you can't get hit at all.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
that.
saying it should be a much more difficult task. I mean, like looking back, we just say, use freezes, use a big weapon, right? And then there's like flinch methods and stuff like that, but not knowing that
Oh,
tech.
the Showbane Griffin, the corroding of the armor, dude.
Oh,
Like what the hell is that? Come on, like taking off your armor because you got hit. Like, really?
it's honestly, that's kind of a dumb mechanic.
Like it's like there
Who's
is no
gonna do
skill
that?
to it. Like who's willingly going to take damage to take the armor off to stop corroding? Like, hello?
And it doesn't even do that much damage. I don't know.
It
I don't know
yeah,
if
that was
anybody's doing
definitely
that on a regular kill.
definitely was one of them. Like it was wild. Dude, I got to the point where I just took in one item.
That's what
As
I
soon as I
did.
got hit, I just took it off. Like it was like, okay, cool. I just wasted 30 seconds of my life. Now I have to go re-gear all over again. Like what?
Well, I just like dropped a bunch of stuff on the ground, took off everything I was wearing, and waited till he poisoned me. It's not a
Yeah.
difficult task.
It's not. It's just like why.
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb
Like
task.
it's more so as to why. Like I get some of the CAs, like have a few mechanics to them, but like ones like that where it doesn't really require any skill. It doesn't really require any thinking. It's like, you have to do this now. I'm like, okay, cool. Why? Like,
Yeah.
what is this teaching me? Is it going to enhance my skill base? Like, what is this doing for me? Taking off my gear? I mean, you can. I mean, you can say that, help you in soul, to take off an armor piece, but
Oh yeah, you know,
really,
I didn't really think about that. But then it should like target a specific piece of armor,
yeah, correct.
like
It
soul
should
does.
say, take off your legs, for example, it's
Yeah.
corroded, or take off your chest, like, something that actually will
The griffin
benefit you in the long
spat
run.
on your pants. Remove them
Yeah,
now.
100%. See, that would make a lot more sense than, oh, your armor's corroded, take it off. Cool.
Um, yeah, I don't know if I had a specific task in mind when I developed that question. I was thinking like, oh, I mean, sometimes there's like a lower level boss with a like one really difficult task. Like even the fight caves without losing a prayer point, that was a really difficult
Oh,
task.
that was I mean, it was really difficult. It shouldn't have been that difficult though. Like, I understand not losing a prayer point in like the fight caves, like, but it teaches you how to prayer flick. Maybe, it's giving you the foundation to learn how to prayer flick in the Inferno.
Oh,
Maybe
it's
if you
not even,
complete the
that's not
task.
foundation. That's like you've
Yeah,
mastered prayer flicking because you're gonna have to do it for 30 minutes.
yeah. That really was yeah, that actually took me, I think, 2 attempts. It was quite a challenge per
But
se, but
did
I
you
hate getting to like
there's two methods, right? There's the
bench
actual
proc.
prayer flicking and then there's the tick eating.
All right, I'm gonna be guilty as charged. My first attempt was the prayer flick, the bench, because I was advised, it's just no brainer, but it's 2 hours long or 2.5 hours long.
What's that
I'm
one?
like, okay, the venge proc. So literally get hit by the major, don't need to turn on your prayer, venge, and then tick eat about 20 mil worth of purple sweets
Holy.
until, yeah, dude, it was, I tried it, got to wave like, I think it was 54, and then I don't know what happened, dude. I got hit, and then I kept my prayer on for way too long, and I lost the prayer point. But at that point, I'm like, no, this is not happening. So my second attempt, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the prayer flicking. If I get hit by a major, that's fine. I've got
Yeah.
the blow perhaps spec to heal up. But if I actually prayer flick correctly, then I should one and done it. I sent that method, so actually prayer flicking the attacks, and obviously by using the, like, going into wave 5, the layout 5, and doing all the bells and whistles, but I still preflicked it. Like, it just wasn't sitting right with me to do that venge procking method. It just took way too long.
Yeah. And the tick eating thing now. That's
Yeah,
obviously not the way that the task was designed, but then sometimes that's just the way you do things. Like the not Vorkath, Vardorvis, where you have to stay in the middle and like
yeah.
survive in enrage phase for. I mean, everybody's just going in there with Justiciar and
Brews and a
spamming
minute fight.
brews. And
Yep.
yeah. So like, yeah, I mean, like like absolutely top tier players are in there dodging axes and stuff like that, but why? You know, like
Yeah. See, like
but I'm not spending 20 mil in purple sweets for a task in the fight caves. No, I prayer flick that
yeah.
one.
I did that on my first attempt and I failed it. So I wasted 20 mil for no reason, and I preflicked it the second time to complete. So that was a bit upsetting, but it is what it is.
What do you think your favorite boss is in the game? Your favorite boss and your least favorite boss?
By far, mile way, I'd say Vadorvis.
Bardorvis your favorite
But
boss?
my favorite, engaging, quick, skill. You cannot get bored of that boss. I mean, if you do 10,000 KC, then yeah, maybe you would get bored. But like, it's more so the movement, the skill, the prayer flicking. It's just very engaging. I
Yeah,
can't
it's a
see
good
myself
boss.
getting bored there. So yeah, here's my favorite. My least favorite. Okay, it's a competition between two bosses.
Okay.
The corrupted gauntlet.
Really?
Yeah, and honestly, even though Duke's easy, I don't like you understand the pattern. Duke. So the pattern with those two bosses, why I say
The
they're my
prep.
least favorite, is I don't like prep.
You just want
Like
to
if I
fight.
really,
Yeah.
I want to get in there and I want to hit things.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I mean, I like the Corrupted Gauntlet. I kind of like the speed running the prep and stuff like that.
I like the boss. The boss is a fun fight. It's very engaging. It's very like well designed. I don't like pre-rooms.
Yeah, okay. I gotta say, my favorite boss right now is Yama. I've been doing a lot of Yama, and I don't really need anything there. I just think it's fun.
Honestly, Yama is also very fun. The melee strat
Melee
is
Yama, yeah. Mage
very,
Yama
very fun.
is kind of boring.
Dude, I go to bed after 5 kills if I'm doing Mage Yama. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
Melee Yama is just, okay, tick perfect, don't know fly, get in there, hit the boss. Like, it is very fun. I enjoy that. What's your least favorite?
ooh, my least favorite, Corporeal Beast, easy.
Can I
It's
change my answer?
yeah, everybody's least favorite can be Corp. I mean,
Honestly,
there's no, like, it's, what do? You go in there, you either take tons of damage or you spend 10 minutes specking it down. Like,
yeah,
neither
dude.
way is an
Ooh,
engaging way to fight the boss.
nope. I would really hope that later on down the track they actually rework that boss because like it's such I would say it's such dead content even though the rewards are quite rewarding. Like obviously a Elijah Spirit Shield and Arcane for the Ward F. I feel like
You can say the Ellie, but I haven't used the Ellie like as anything other than a meme ever since buying one. It's just not really good anywhere except Inferno. Like it's okay at
yeah,
Inferno, but the Ward F is just as good. And like the Arcane Spirit Shield I think is the best drop you can get from Corp.
yes, it is by far the best drop you should be getting from Corp. I mean that's what I meant by like the rewards from that
Yeah.
boss. Like if someone's chasing GP, like getting an Elijah Spirit Shield will change someone's bank.
Right, right.
We're opposed to an Iron, for example, getting an Arcane Sigil with the ward is
Huge.
substantial. Like that's literally what Irons go for as their last item in the game. Well, so I've been told. I have an Iron. I haven't really got into the end game yet, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean it's like that is such a huge upgrade because if you just
It
look at
is.
the regular Elitness ward, it kind of sucks. It's not a
It
very good
does.
item.
It really, really does suck.
So what? Let's see. What's harder, Inferno or Coliseum?
Oh, this question I get asked daily. All right. Skill-wise, I say the Colosseum, in my opinion. Um, only because it's a lot less forgiving, so you have to make less mistakes. So you have to
Yeah,
be pretty much perfect in every wave. Whereas in the Inferno, it's a lot more forgiving, unless you're on a wave 63 with double blobs, melees, and the works.
yeah.
But the longevity of the Inferno, like people that are sending a standard run, trying to get into the content, spending 2.5 hours, 2 hours, getting to Zuck and then dying at triple Jads, I think that's where it takes the cake for me. But to actually learn the content, I'd say Inferno is a bit more easier than the Colosseum, even though the Colosseum's shorter, but
Yeah.
because there is a lot more things that hurt you in the Colosseum opposed to whereas if you just pray mage and tank a few hits in the Inferno, you can solve it by, running south or, doing another strat, which obviously makes it a bit easier.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of hold these two things up, and they really are like two in-game wave-based achievements that are incredibly difficult content, but they're not really apples to apples. Kind of like you're
They're
hitting
not.
on a little bit. They're just like there's a lot of similarities, but you approach them differently. So it's when you ask somebody who's done both several times, they can't really. Most of the time, they're not going to be like, "Oh, this one's easier." Just it's just easier because,
Yeah.
like you're talking about, the Inferno is an endurance test. Um, and the other thing about the Inferno is that it's random. It's like a lot more random than the Colosseum with the starting tile in the Coliseum and running and doing the Fremi walk and everything. It's kind of just pre-solved before the wave even starts. You just have to
Yeah.
like react to double south spawns. That's really the only thing that you have to react to.
I mean, also there is two tiles in the Inferno which you can run to set the wave. You know, unless you get something to your left or right.
Well, yeah, there are those tiles, but then also, you can get your double north spawns in the
Yeah,
Inferno
that is true.
where
That's
they both see you at the same time. So if you get a major and a ranger that can both see you there, and then you've got a melee that's going to dig to you in 20 seconds, like
yeah, I
that's
get that.
yeah, there's a little bit more to deal with there, but they have honestly prayer regeneration potions have
Makes
really
so much.
unlocked the Inferno. Have
That's
really
changed the game.
they've really reduced the skill floor for Inferno, and like
Yep.
I'm not upset about that, but that was the hardest part about learning the Inferno for me was prayer conservation. That's no longer really an issue for most people.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, what people are doing now to solidify themselves in the Inferno is doing crazy, sub 50-minute speed runs, which
yeah,
obviously, having your prayer regions. Like the prayer regions, I think they've made it a bit too easy, but I mean, it's good because it actually pushes and engages more people to actually do the content,
yeah,
which obviously
I don't want to
creates.
say it's too easy because there's a lot of people still struggling with Inferno today,
Yeah,
and there's a
not
lot of
not
other
not
hard.
too
Yeah,
not too easy in a sense where the content's easy. More so, that's one less thing for them to think about.
yeah, it did make it substantially easier. I will agree with that, but at the same time, like
It is still hard content. I'm not
yeah.
going to deny that. It
All
is
right.
definitely still hard content.
So what? Here's a triggering question. What do you think about people buying achievements? Like people who buying their Infernal Cape, people buying their
Ban them.
Quivers Radiant, ban them?
Ban them. Get rid of them. I don't want to see their faces. I don't know about it. Honestly, dude. Okay. Okay. I'll give you my reasoning for that. So, you're playing a game, right?
Yeah.
And playing a game, everyone's at different levels at different points in the game. No one's going to be, a grandmaster in a week, and no one's going to be, like top tier player in a month, maybe not even in a year. But if you enjoy the content you play and you really enjoy it and you like the longevity of it, why not do it yourself? Like I just feel it just cheapens the achievement. Like I stand at the GE, for example, when I'm recruiting with pride, that knowing that I did every CA on my own. Yeah, it was a struggle, but it was my struggle. I didn't have to buy anything. I didn't have to, you know, get carried, for example, in a perfect arm or whatever the case is. It's just like I did this for me. That's it. I completed it. No one can tell me otherwise. I streamed every CA. It's not like I have to get justification. It's more so it's my achievement. Like I'm doing the content. I'm playing the game. I want this.
Yeah, I
And,
get that,
and
but I was like, my philosophy is a little bit different. It's like because I know that I did it myself, I'm not really worried about like other people buying theirs or people accusing me of buying mine. I'm just like, whatever. I didn't do this for you. I didn't do this to impress you. And if you're even commenting on it, it's probably just because you're jealous, to be honest.
honestly, I don't mind that. Like I understand that, and I'm for that. It's more so for me the contributing factor would pretty much be the ones that just sit there and judge you. You know, oh, you've got 15 or 17 Zuck KCs. Why did it take you so long? No, dude, I've done an additional 8 or 9 Zuck KCs
What a
just because you
cope.
did.
What a
It's like,
cope that people because they're like, oh, you've only got one Zug KC. You probably bought your
yeah,
cape. Oh, you've got 15.
it's
You must really suck at the
it's
content.
and then you have those guys standing like flexing their helms with one Vard, one Duke, one Leviathan, one Whisper KC, and they're
Oh, with
standing at
the
the bank
in
in
Blorva,
Blorva.
yeah.
Like, come on, dude, come on. Like it's so obvious that you have bought your stuff. Like there is no like people are not going to look at you even though you're standing with that stuff and say, okay, this guy's a gamer. It's so easy to look up someone's KC nowadays with RuneLite and the plugins and whatnot. Like, I think it just cheapens the achievement. That's just my opinion on it. I don't like it. I never have and probably never will. If I can't do something, it's because I'm not skillful enough, which is fine. Eventually, over time, I'll build my skill and I will get the achievement. Even though it may take me a little bit longer than others, everyone's on a different level playing field. Like I am no Murgot Kirby. I am not no monkey. I am just an average player enjoying the content, trying to get the achievements I want to get. and that's how I feel.
You know, what do you think about PvP in OSRS?
I love it.
Really?
Honestly,
I hate it.
honestly, I, I I didn't like it because when I was going for like RDO kills and like I used to get killed, I used to be so frustrated. But you know, when you understand how PvP works and then you tank them and then you tell them sit after you turn you out, it's a good feeling. But like I actually went to Bounty Hunter to get my kits for the Dragon Claws and whatnot, the Eldermore. So I, you know, I found it very interesting. Like it's a whole different, like some people enjoy the aspect of PvP. Some people like PVMing more than PvP, but I understand now why people enjoy PvP.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I mean there's so much depth to the content. Like I
yeah,
hate it
it's
because I'm bad at it, to be honest.
honestly, dude, and what got me into PvP, I have to say it, the king himself, Odoblock, dude. I watch his videos pretty much daily because his content is just entertaining, and I like the way he just, you know, engages with people. It's just watching him do it at that skill level. It's like this guy actually put dedication and time into understanding the PvP mechanics. And you know, I like it. I'm not saying I enjoy it to the point where I am a PvPer. I am nowhere close to a PvPer, but I do enjoy the concept of, you know, getting a clan together, going out, trying to, you know, kill some people, doing wieldy bosses. You know, just fun stuff.
We'll just agree to disagree there.
Yeah.
Um, all right, looking back, what do you think it so here's a question I think everybody wants to know. What do you think it takes to be a GM in OSRS? Is this something only that 1%, 0.1% are capable of, or is it really something anybody can achieve?
Honestly, no. A, a lot more than a 1%ers can achieve this. I mean, it just takes dedication and perseverance, you know, knowing when to take breaks, knowing when to, you know, send the content, you know, getting familiarized with the content. I don't feel like it's just the 1%ers. Like there is no way, you know, yeah, I am a GM, but it's not more so that um am I skilled enough to be that top 1%? It's more so, yeah, I did build my skills to get to the Zakhelm, but do I believe more than 1% can have the Zakhelm? 100%.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like even just looking at our clan, I don't think like even though it's just the two of us right now that have well, there might be more people in the clan that joined after getting it. I don't know, but like it's just the two of
We are
us
the only
now
two.
that have
Yep.
grown up and achieved this. I don't think that makes me one of the top two PVMers in our clan even. Like
No.
I raid with other people and I'm like these guys are better at this raid than me. Um,
Um,
it's
I mean, it,
it's the dedication aspect of it. Like
it is. It
the
is.
hardest part is sticking with it and saying I want to achieve this and I'm gonna learn all this content and I'm gonna I'm gonna fight through it and learn what I need to learn to get this.
Yeah. Just elaborate on that. I do believe that, but don't sell yourself short. You are one of the top tier PVMers in our clan. But in saying that, dude, like getting Grandmaster does take a lot of dedication to understanding a whole lot of different mechanics.
Oh, absolutely.
Why why I feel like, you know, being a Grandmaster is also still a bit of a prestige is you didn't just do one boss well, you did all of them to the
Yeah.
point where you've completed all the tasks. So yeah, there is skill to it, but it doesn't mean that you can't build that skill over time. Anyone can do it. If a next bot that started off 2 years ago is now officially a GM, absolutely, I believe anyone that puts the time and dedication can definitely do it.
So what advice would you give to somebody just beginning their CA journey?
Don't do what I did and take it slow.
Take it slow?
Honestly,
Yeah.
yes. Enjoy the content. Have fun. Do the content you like to enjoy. Get good at it because that's just going to keep building your skill base. There's no point in rushing things. You know, the game is going to be around. There's always new content. There is just so many good things in this game where people take for granted. And you know, like for example, I've greenlogged Yama, and I want to go back to Yama.
Yeah.
Like, I don't rush. Like, there's no rush to the game. I just feel like, you know, anyone that wants to be a grandmaster can be. Just take it one boss at a time. You know, you want to build your KC here, great. You want to go for an item, you know, slowly over time build that KC and do the CAs as you go, as you progress.
Yeah, I would say something kind of similar, just to diversify. Don't like lock yourself into one piece of content and just keep going
Like
until you
next.
get it. Like, well, not even next, but like
Yeah, I
something
get
like
that. Yeah.
Inferno or Coliseum. I mean, if you're planking an Inferno 100 times, chances are you might need to go do some other piece of content. You'll learn some skills there that are going to transfer. Like
I agree.
something like prayer flicking. I mean, honestly, go to Scurious and try to complete Scurious without losing zero, with losing zero prayer points, just perfectly flicking it. Things like that, flicking your offensive prayers. You don't have to be in the Inferno to practice those things.
150. You hit the nail on the coffin. Like there are some people that sit there and say, I want to have my Inferno Cape tomorrow. I am a 100 combat. You know, I have to have my Inferno Cape. It looks sick. Dude, okay, it looks sick. Nice. But build your skills to that level. Like, go try other things. Like, you'll see people with, like, one Zac KC, but they have
Oh,
no KC
Dark
anywhere else.
Bow! Hey!
Nice,
We interrupt
nice
your
money.
regularly scheduled programming to announce this collection log that I've been chasing. Thank you. All right.
That is very nice.
Man, this podcast has been good luck for me. I've been clogging left and right.
We should do this more often.
Um, so
But yeah,
yeah,
that's my advice, dude. Just take it slow, enjoy the content, enjoy the grind. Because right now, I'm like, you and I have both finished the game. So, as you know, my current grind is getting 1,000 KC in all PVM bosses. So, like, I enjoy these games so much where I did start an Iron. Am I religiously going to play it? No. Do I enjoy my account that I worked hard on? Yes. Do I regret pushing as fast as I did? A little. So just enjoy the grind, man. Like, if you can't do something today, there's no saying that you can't do it tomorrow.
yeah. So I mentioned Scurious, but what bosses do you think are good for teaching mechanics for in-game content? Stuff like you want to do Doom, you want to do Inferno, Coliseum, Yama, raids. Like, where would you recommend
My
people get
advice,
started?
DT2 bosses. Dude,
That's a pretty
all of them.
high barrier for entry, though. I mean,
I mean, if you want to talk entry, you want to talk mid game. So,
I want to
okay,
talk more mid-game.
for
Yeah.
okay, more mid game, I would say the Road Titans.
Royal Titans, yeah.
Yep, teaches you movement. You know,
And gear
there's an
switching.
obstacle in front of you, gear switching. There's obstacles in front of you. You need to obviously get rid of the firewall, the ice wall, and whatnot. There are minions that are coming at you. Do you kill them? Do you avoid them? So I'd say, yeah, Fire Titans would definitely be one of them. Scurrius, like you said, would definitely be another. Red flicking, the whole works.
Yeah.
Um, I would also,
What about Perilous Moons? I just like I've been doing that on my iron and that the shield at the Eclipse boss is basically the Zuck shield.
it is. I mean, that if you take that one boss, yes,
It's actually harder
I
than
would
the Zuck
say.
shield.
It
Quite a
is
bit
because
harder.
it moves a lot faster and there's no
Well,
firewall.
it moves at the same speed, but it pauses in the
It
corners
does.
weird, and then you've got to make corners and stuff. It's actually harder. But if you can do the Eclipse shield perfectly, and you've never been to Inferno, the Zuck shield's going to be easy for you.
Yeah, definitely Perilous Moons. I would say what's it called? Um, the oh my god, I went blank. Bright Fighter. When it spawns those little
Oh yeah,
trees,
one tick killing the trees.
one tick killing them. Like understanding when to get off at the boss to attack something else is
Yeah,
also a mechanic you need to
it's
learn
important
later
for
on down the
raids.
track.
Yeah.
100% for end game content. So those bosses I think would definitely be up there to just learning the general basic understanding, and obviously to get more advanced, to get to a bit higher level tier, I would definitely say Inferno. I mean not Inferno, the Desert Treasure 2 bosses. My reasoning is Leviathan teaches you movement and prayers, which is substantially what you need to get to that level in Inferno and Colosseum. Whisperer teaches you memory, solving puzzles.
Yeah.
Duke is also movement. You know, move away out of his hit the boss. And Varolvis is all about movement and
Timing of Vardovis.
Timing is very, very important. So those four bosses is once you get to that level, I'd say are the perfect 4 bosses to grind out, which will help you substantially in getting your quivers, in getting your Inferno capes, actually helping you overall achieve a lot more in the game than just your quiver and Infernos. Like, you want to learn how to move quick and preflick at the same time. Vard is your go-to, dude. So like, yeah. So I reckon those bosses, dude, they're really really well designed.
Yep.
Except for Duke Prep.
Except for Duke Prep. Yeah. Okay. We've kind of touched on this one a little bit before, but what's your advice for approaching a task that just doesn't seem possible?
Ask for help.
Okay.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Because, there are some tasks where, even though there are guides on them, I never really understood what these guides were saying. Like, sometimes, you watch a strat and you be like, okay, can I really do this? Or does someone know of another way where it could assist me in navigating the task a bit better? Helping me out with gear, because let's face it, most of these tasks people are posting now are like max gear, and they're getting the kill efficiently, and they're showing it perfectly to the point where they're not making any mistakes, or if so, they're making one or two.
Yeah, Mogo
They're
Kirby drives me up a wall for that. He's so
But dude,
perfect, it looks easy, and then you try it, and
eh,
you can never
well,
replicate it.
here's another reason why my first contract I failed significantly, and I told you this. I started actually adjusting his strat to work for myself, because he
What
made
about for
he
people who
made
miss ticks?
he made the tree, the tile pack, which was great. Yeah, actually, I commend him for learning the boss, but dude, like, not everyone is perfect. Like, we can't all just perfect instinct do this, do that. Like, how would you go about it in another way? Because the average player can't play like Mogo Kirby. So I would suggest getting help. Asking someone that's, a friend or someone in your clan, hey, I know you've done this, what would you recommend? Or can I show you what I do, and and see if you can assist me with it. Like, help me understand if there any way of actually battling this sort of portion of the fight. So that's what I would definitely recommend if someone gets stuck. Like, there's no shame in asking for help. It doesn't make you less of a player. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
it's a
it's
community
an
game.
MMO game. It's a community game, dude. Everyone's playing to achieve a goal, and there are some people in Jedi that's helped me substantially, that where I didn't really know much of the content, where they literally sit there and say, okay, to understand, off ticking, you have to do this. Move from the middle tile. If you move from the front tile, the front one's gonna see you first, the back one's gonna see you second. So like, help is just around the corner, dude. It's MMO. There's people everywhere.
Yeah. So a couple of quick fire questions before we close this out. What's your next OSRS challenge? You mentioned getting 1,000 KC in every boss?
1000 KC in every boss, and I want the Zuck pit and Coliseum pit.
Oh, Coliseum Pet. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, I'm 100. Dude, that pit is charm. I haven't done my dailies yet, and I haven't gone to, because I've been enjoying the chill, Slayer grind, wearing the Zuck helm, just enjoying content that I never really did back when I was grinding. I was literally going
Just
from,
skipped it.
skipped it, and I'm like, you know what? Let's set a goal. So yeah, that's one of my objectives. My second one is trying to gridlock the raids as much as possible before raids 4 comes out. So I just don't want to lose my touch. Continue sending raids.
That's my next question. Do you look forward to new CAs being released? Do you look forward to losing your Zuck helm?
No, I want to pause the game here.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, I don't know what they're gonna come up with these new CAs, because some of the CAs, dude, they were really, really difficult. I'm not saying they were easy, but the fact that I have to do it again, even though it's just one boss where I can just focus on that one sort of content, which is fine.
Yeah.
But more so, I don't want to be locked because I lost my Zuck helm into that one piece of content. I want to enjoy the game, have fun. So I'm not really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know I'll get it eventually, but like I've explained this to my wife. She's like, aren't these supposed to be fun? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean,
Supposed to be
they're supposed to be fun, but you
Tell her
know,
about your 10 HP Inferno run.
oh, my 10 HP melee Inferno where I
Dude,
prayer
oh
flicked
my
my
days.
last prayer point for 3 rotations of the shield.
You
Yeah.
know, you
I
know what I
felt
did?
awesome after I did it.
I scrolled up, dude. I last night I got into bed so early. I'm like, I'm gonna scroll through the channel, go through other achievements, and I went through general chat and all the other channels, and I'm like, dude, I can't believe because watching that, seeing that photo, then seeing me do the CAs with no bruise, one restore. It's like, how did I finish this task?
Yeah, yeah, sometimes, I mean, skill, but also, like, how did I get myself into that position to begin with? It should have never
Yeah,
been
I
that
know.
close.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
so,
I mean,
like,
that's the fun of the grind.
like I was trying to explain to her, I mean, part of it is I never saw myself as the kind of player who could achieve this, and I think maybe a lot of people, if they've listened this far, are probably in the same boat. Like, can I even achieve this? Like, is this doable? And every time a new boss would come out, I would just dread it because I'm like, I know they're gonna release an achievement that is just I'm not gonna be able to do it, and
Yep.
I don't know, just like proved it to myself over and over again that with perfect doom, as miserable as that was, still conquered it eventually. Like, I'm gonna get it back when it comes out. I won't be one of the first ones to get it back though.
I mean, I will also be getting it back. Right now, I just got a Zuck task. I've got 6 Zuck stored, and I really don't want to do this. I want to do the
Well,
task.
why?
Sorry to cut you
We're
off.
always on task. I just skipped mine to do a
Yeah,
regular
but
Tezar task.
it's the pet chance on task.
Oh,
It's
you
at 1
do
in
get it.
75.
Okay, all right, all right. That's true.
Yeah.
Fair, fair.
So,
All right. Well,
but yeah, just one thing. We will definitely need to be getting those CAs done together because we're both not gonna have a fucking idea in the world as to what's going on.
yeah. Well, can you see yourself playing a different game besides RuneScape?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Honestly, dude, this was my childhood game. I grew up on this. I understand the game. I like the game, and honestly, by far, I have tried other games. I tried WoW for a bit. I have tried. It's not like I haven't played other games. I have tried, but it's just the community on OSRS, dude, is different. Like, it's just you feel like it's actually a community. It's like if something goes wrong, there's everyone posting about it, everyone's getting angry about it. If something's good, oh my god, it's great content. You know what I mean? Like it's a very engaging community. You don't see that often, like in MMO games. Like I haven't found an MMO game that has a player base so, you know, invested in the game like OSRS.
Yeah. I came here from League, and it was just one of those things where I don't really like super competitive games. If I'm gonna compete, I want to compete with myself. So games like the games that are built around the PvP aspect, like where I'm fighting another person rather than just trying to complete an achievement, I'm not really into that. There's a few games I would like to go back and try, like Dark Souls, things like that people talk about. I've never played, but
People talk a lot about Pain of Exile as well.
our Path of Exile.
Sorry, my iron's called Pain of Exile, Path of
Yeah,
Exile. Yeah,
yeah.
people talk about that game. I might give that one a try. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I don't
Okay,
see
if they
myself
if they
playing anything
release
else.
another Fallout game, I'll be all over that. Love those games.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, last question. Any big goals outside of gaming?
Just working because obviously I have a family. Just working on myself and my business. To be honest, now that I've literally done what I wanted to do in the game, it's not that I want to take a step back. I just want to prioritize, getting things back in order. I mean, even though there still are, but my priorities coming towards family, going out, spending more time with the family, things like that, dude. Like, yeah, it's good that we enjoy the community of OSRS, but at the same time, it's not something you should kill yourself over.
Definitely, definitely not worth
It's
ruining your social
it's
or your personal life
no,
over.
it's at the end of the day, yeah, it's good to play it in your downtime, to unwind, take your mind off things. Like I said, it's not a race, dude. Quality time, family is always first thing, always important. Doing what you enjoy doing, going out with it's just I feel like I want to sort of not step back but cut my time as much as I can. Even though I still love the game too much, where I will be playing quite a bit. It's just more so just limited, not as hard as I used to go. I'm not saying I will not play this account for a long time. I definitely probably will. More so, I just want to pull the handbrake a little. But I feel like
Now we can
prioritizing
finally
and
play the
balancing
game.
out. Dude, I've been doing Zora, so I don't.
Yeah.
I've been doing like these bosses, dude. I mean, even though I did Zora back when it was just my KC was very low, so I'm just enjoying the game.
Yeah.
So I'm only playing this for enjoyment now. Until they release those CAs that are gonna send me up the wazoo again, I'm just gonna continue enjoying it.
All right, sounds good. Well, I'm gonna call it there. Appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing all that with us, and
Appreciate you.
I hope people listening to this will be encouraged to go for some of these achievements and just yeah, it's good.
Also, one more thing before we leave. Find someone like Jazz, dude. The guy's an absolute gamer. I calculated how many CAs we did together, Jazz, and you want to know what the number was?
What?
32.
Nice. The 32 hard ones, not easy ones.
Yeah, like perfect top, and
Yeah.
so many other difficult contents, like the group ones, obviously. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I tallied them up the other day. I went through each one of them, and yeah, you win 32 of my photos.
You nice. Yeah, sometimes the power of friendship will carry you through some of the most difficult achievements. There's my quote of the day.
I
All right.
do agree with
Thank
that.
you, man.
Thanks, Jazz.